In the last episode, unfortunately, we had many ice cream flavors, but in the end, these were the remaining Elite 8 flavors that we saved. The others were unfortunately cut from the program. These are all that remain to decide who made the best ice cream flavor of cookie dough.
Yes, guys, we are back with round 2 of our Who Makes the Best Cookie Dough Ice Cream. And here is the bracket now for this round. And you can see we are down to 8. We have Red Button, the number 1 seed, Dreyer Slow-Churned, Haagen-Dazs, my number 2 seed, and versus Tillamook, and Leo's number 1 seed, Ben & Jerry, versus Meadow Gold, the very surprising Meadow Gold. That, I think, is going to be, by the way, the hardest matchup, I think, is going to be the Meadow Gold. And we have Fat Boy versus Private Selection. So, and Fat Boy is Leo's number 2 seed. In the event of we're going to be doing the same thing we did last time, giving him a numeric score. In the event of a tiebreaker, we will be pulling in the scores from round 1. So what they went through with in round 1 will also be potentially the tiebreaker here. So, without any further ado...
I like the ice cream tournament idea. It's like the Olympics, but for ice cream.
Yeah, kind of, except for... Okay, so what happened was the Tillamook made it through, and the Private Selection made it through. Arguably, we could have had the Nestle go through, and we could have had the Umpqua go through, and also possibly the Graders. There were some seriously good ice creams that did not make it through because of bracketing. So that's one of the things with the tournament, is that you don't get necessarily the very best from round to round. It's not like an accumulation of that unless we did it strictly by scoring, which we didn't do. But maybe we will in a future video. Who knows? So what's our matchup going to be to kick things off?
I'm thinking Ben & Jerry's and
Meadow Gold. Ben & Jerry's and Meadow Gold. We'll line them up and we'll be right back. Okay, so who is going to be going first for this first round?
Of course, Ben & Jerry's.
Ben & Jerry's, all right.
A classic.
Classic, again, we're just going to take a look here. So this is a lot more frozen than it was for round 1. So we're having it in 2 different forms. We're having it in an actual sort of ice cream way, where it's frozen. And then we also had it where it was a little bit melty. So we're covering really all the forms of the ice cream.
I'm giving that a 10. Right off the bat. Off the bat, I believe that's pronounced.
Yeah, I'm not thinking it's a 10. I'm thinking more of 5. Okay, Meadow Gold. And here is Meadow Gold with our we have a cave system somehow. This is one that got a little bit melty by the time we got to it. But all right, so here we go with a much more frozen Meadow Gold.
Yeah, it got a lot frozen. Well, I mean a lot melty. It's like that Umpqua.
Umpqua? Mm-hmm. This is a really good ice cream.
It's super good.
I'm really surprised by this one, how good it is.
It's decent. I'll give it a 5. You?
I'm still putting it more like an 8. So, okay, so Ben & Jerry's will proceed to the next round. Meadow Gold has been eliminated. We have a cheerleader of Ben & Jerry's here. What happens if you get Ben & Jerry's versus Fat Boy? Dun, dun, dun.
That's going to be hard. All right.
Yeah, all right, okay. We'll get the next round set up.
Dryer's, which is no one's number 1 seed, rather, and Daddy's seed, which I do like as well.
So there wasn't really any seeding. We did the top 2 for our first 16. Guys, we did the first 2. We did Red Button, Ben & Jerry's, Fat Boy, and Haagen-Dazs. And the rest of them were just really random, which is how some of the other ones actually made it to this round. But Okay, so what are we starting with first here?
Red.
Okay, red.
Yum.
Alright. I love this ice cream. I love it. It's so pure.
My spoon is ready.
Yeah.
Definite 10.
Yeah, me too.
It seems like we got a victor. What?
I can't think of any way to improve that red button.
But
That's such a good ice cream. Alright.
let's see what Dreyer Slow-Churned has to say about that.
I'm trying the border of being too steep, but isn't ever quite all the way over. Okay. And Dryers, and you can see Dryers had a melt and then refreeze here. But you know what? A good ice cream should be able to stand up to some of that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with this ice cream either.
Tough decision, but I'm giving it an 8.
Or so. It's a really good ice cream.
Yeah. But I'm giving it an 8.
You give me an 8? I'm going to say I've been on more like a 7 for that today. Alright.
Red button advances.
Red
and
button rather easily beats.
Dreyer gets cut from the roster. Who will be next?
Yeah, so far all our number 1 seeds are staying in it. But let's see what happens with the number 2 seed.
Alright, so our next one is my number 2 seed Fat Boys up against Private Selection. Still, it's a good ice cream. Now, we're going to see who gets chopped from the roster, and it might just surprise you.
I don't know what anybody's expecting out there, but yeah, it might surprise you. Which one are we going with first here?
Of course, my favorite.
Okay, Fat Boys. This one I find really overly sweet. I'm not a fan of this ice cream here at all. And you can see we had some melting over the edges here. This one got a little touch on the old warm side yesterday also. Because we were filming it, of course, in bazillion degree heat.
July.
It's still got a little bit of that maple-ness to it. But it's so sweet.
But I'm proud of that maple-ness.
Oh yeah?
10.
I like their, well, I used to like their ice cream sandwiches
Yeah.
quite a bit. And I like their bars quite a bit. I'm not a fan of this though. At all. So that's a 4 for me. Okay. Red Rover, send Private Selection on over.
Actually, every name rhymes with that.
Yeah, it does. So you can see, yeah, I think that's the whole idea of that. We've discovered a mystery. Okay, so you can see we had some melting and refreezing here.
Red Rover, send the air fryer right over.
Yes, okay, alright. Okay, let's just take a shot here. This one, so this one's a challenge for me also because I don't like extra chocolate chips. I called
it a chocolate chip blizzard yesterday.
I'm just crazy fussy.
Pretty decent.
Even with all that chocolate, it's still less sweet somehow.
7.
You know, I'm gonna say 7 also.
7.
So now
We have a tiebreaker.
Both of these got 14. Now,
What a shocking turn of
let's go
events.
to yesterday. So we have Fat Boy got 14 yesterday also. Private Selection got 15. Guys, Private Selection edges out just barely the Fat Boy. I'm really surprised. I didn't think Private Selection was going to go this far. But I don't think it's going to ever get past Ben and Jerry's. You'll be alright. Okay, let's get the last one.
Haagen-Dazs versus Tillamook. Dad, number 2 seed versus the competitor.
Tillamook is the lowest score that has made it into this round. And I think it came in with like a 3. And only because it was facing a far worse. It was facing one of the lowest rated ones we had. Kicking off with Haagen-Dazs, melted, refroze. Oh my gosh, very classic Haagen-Dazs. It's way better frozen. Wow.
I'm gonna get a definite 10.
It is not as good at melty.
10.
Man, that's a solid ice cream.
Give me a 10.
No? I will give it a 9 though.
We're still looking forward to the Tillamook.
Tillamook, and you can see we had a problem, huge problem with
It was
this.
a volcano.
Yeah.
And sadly, that's why
I got way too warm yesterday, and let's just ungoop it here.
Watch that video if you want to see it melting.
Yeah, guys, so round 1, this is, of course, the second day of this. Definitely watch through round 1 first, where we go through the initial 16. And you can see, and this is with me scraping off quite a bit of it. So this one has really expanded a lot. I'm still not quite sure why, but... Okay, Tillamook.
Solid? I'll give it a 5.
It's,
Oh, no. We'll change that to a 2.
it's a definite drop.
2.
Being warm. I like it better cold.
2.
This one's fine for me. I'm gonna go probably a 5.
Ultimate Victor, Haagen-Dazs.
Like I probably wouldn't buy it again, but I mean it's okay. Okay. So here it is. Check it out. Red Button and Haagen-Dazs advance to face each other. Ben & Jerry's and Private Selection advance to face each other. I don't think we're going to see too many surprises there, but we're going to get some new bracketing going on, and we'll get this set up. And we're going to go on to round 3, coming up next.
In the last round, Fat Boys and a few others were sadly cut from the roster, and we moved down to the Furious 4.
And in the Furious 4, we have my number 1 seed Red Button going up against my number 2 seed Haagen-Dazs. Leo's number 1 seed Ben & Jerry's, which you see in front of you, going up against one of the few random ones that actually made it this far. And it was honestly just because of bracketing, but there it is, the Private Selection chocolate chip cookie dough. And I think we know where this march is going to. I think it's going to be number 1 seed versus number 1 seed, but you never know. This actually has been full of surprises. So we're running out of Ben & Jerry's. You can see we've got this round, we got the next round left to go, and we're getting towards the bottom of this. So here you go.
Ben & Jerry's is one good ice cream now, I must say. For making it to round 3, it has to be a really excellent ice cream. Or bracketing.
No.
Ben & Jerry's 10.
All right. 10 for you. It's at the right point where it's not too frozen, it's not too melty. I'm giving it a 6 because that was actually a really good bite right there. Okay, let's hit the old Private Selection.
Now this might, I feel like number 1 seed is going to eliminate.
I don't know how Private Selection, if I'm just being honest here guys, I don't know how this is going to make it through. But we'll try it.
Decent.
Yeah.
I have 5.
Yeah. Kind of where I'm feeling that too.
So we have our victor, which was obvious. Ben & Jerry's.
Ben & Jerry's has moved on.
Private Selection has been cut from the roster.
So that Private Selection is our number 4 out of the entire tournament. Number 4. So, all right. So we're gonna find out who's number 3, and Red Button and Haagen-Dazs coming up next.
Woo! Both of the ice creams might surprise us. So, it's number 1 seed versus number 2 seed.
That's backwards.
Number 2.
Go backwards.
Number 1 seed versus number 2 seed.
Okay.
But the number 2 seed might just prevail. We have no
Well,
idea.
let's find out. I certainly have eaten a lot of Haagen-Dazs over the years. Okay, the old Red Button. Oh man, look at this. Just so pure as the white-driven snow. Just a stunning ice cream.
Are you trying to make a... Never mind. I'm giving that a 9.
9, huh? I'm still giving it a 10.
Can I change
What?
to 10?
Sure.
So we have Red Button as a 10, and I don't see Haagen-Dazs getting to another 10 for a tiebreaker.
The Red Button is the only ice cream in this tournament that has gotten a 10 every single time from both of us.
Yeah.
Oh boy, there's a lot of stuff on this one.
Usually I don't take that much, because it might give my mouth a brain freeze. Yeah, see, decent.
My mouth is bigger.
Decent. I'm gonna say a solid
It's a really quality ice cream.
7.
That's a 9 for me.
So,
And Haagen-Dazs is our number 3.
Wait, what? Oh, you both gave a 10 for this one.
Haagen-Dazs is number 3. Now we go up to a route to number 1, number 2 in our final round. Guys, that was round 3. Round 4 is coming right up. The final tiebreaker, the 2 number 1 seeds, Red Button versus Ben & Jerry's.
Alright guys, we are down to our tubular 2s.
So here it is, the very last round, round 4. The ultimate tiebreaker.
I am hoping, I'm crossing my fingers for Ben & Jerry's that they'll come out.
The final grand championship. Right now, if there is a tiebreaker,
It's gonna be Red Button.
if there is a tiebreaker, we will go back through the previous rounds and we will add all those together to come up with our final number, if there is a tiebreaker. So what are we going to look at first?
Of course, the class.
Ben & Jerry's.
We've been having a lot of this today.
Yeah, we have. All right, here's Ben & Jerry's.
Oh, I can see the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 all the way.
That's more of a... I'm getting some of the paper taste from the bottom. That's more of a... Maybe even a... That's like a 4 actually. That was not good. Yeah. I hate it when I taste the container. Okay.
That's what makes it authentic.
Yeah, it makes it authentic in a paper container. Okay.
Red Button.
Red Button it is.
But I know this time I'm not giving it a 10. 9. No. 7. No. 5.
Leo's giving it a 10 every other round except for this one.
Only because.
Now he's giving it a 5 because he wants it to be the same score as Ben & Jerry's, which is fine. So, we go back to the rounds. Round 3, Red Button had 20, Ben & Jerry's had 16. Round 2, Red Button had 20, Ben & Jerry's had 15. And round 1, Red Button had 20, Ben & Jerry's had 17.
No!
And of course that makes your grand champion of who makes the very best cookie dough ice cream, Red Button Vintage Creamery. Congratulations, Red Button. Now, you like it. You get You gave it a high score in every round except for the last one. Quality, and of course, guys, here it is. Champion red button. That would not explain why you gave it a 10 all those other times. So anyway, this is just a fun tournament we decided to do for you guys, and
I still feel like
what I think is interesting is that our favorites. For me, it was Haagen-Dazs and Red Button. For Leo, it was Ben & Jerry's and the Fat Boy. Our favorites did not really change throughout this, which is kind of interesting because we tried 12 other ice creams on top of the ones that we're most familiar with, and we still wind up keeping those mainly as our favorites, which I think is really interesting.
What's also interesting,
It's interesting to me how specific our tastes are that was the case.
the Nestle tasted like an ice cream version of the chocolate milk they make.
The Nestle I thought was really, really interesting. It was better frozen. Some of these, so the first round where everything was melty, if we ever do this again, we're not going to probably have that be the case. The ice cream was just a little bit too melty in some of the cases, and it changed things a lot. However, even in the case where it was melty with round one with Red Button and some of the other ones, the quality of those still shone through. What I thought was really, really interesting was the Umpqua. Dryers I'd had before in the past. I don't think Leo had ever had it before. The Meadow Gold, I was super impressed by the Meadow Gold. Meadow Gold is one of the least expensive ice creams, and it was still one of the better ones for my mind because
Now let's talk about Halo Top.
the Halo Top is it's like kind of a diet ice cream, but it's not good.
It's like if they tried making Diet Coke from ice cream.
Yeah, it just that's not, if you're gonna eat ice cream, just eat ice cream. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, don't try to make it low calorie because it's not gonna be good. So the Graders, I thought Graders was also really, really pretty good too. So the only ones that we didn't like at all were the oddly enough, so the Kroger Deluxe Jammed, which tasted a lot like maple syrup. Leo didn't like the Aldens. I like the Aldens. It's really kind of grown on me. However, I don't think it's really a cookie dough type ice cream. It's got a lot of fudge and stuff in it. Yeah. Tillamook was not great. Far's was also not great. Which is really weird because Far's is supposed to be a high-end one. The Blue Bunny Sundae Cup.
Far's almost sounds like fart.
Yeah. So the blueberry Sundae Cup I was not a huge fan of either. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of ice cream, and we still have quite a bit of it in our freezer now. Just like the other videos, you saw the goldfish. That one I think took us over 2 weeks to clear all those out, maybe longer. The same thing with the cheese. The cheeses didn't take quite as long because there was less of those that we liked. But this one, I mean, we probably have enough ice cream right now to take us through the rest of July. It's right at the beginning of July as we film this. So, but anyway, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with that video. I thought it was a really cool video to do.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, of course, it's not July by the time you guys are watching this, but it's still summer when I'm going to be posting these. So definitely get yourself some of the cookie dough ice cream and enjoy it. That's our favorite flavor by quite a bit. And
I also like fudge.
Yeah, there's some other ones that we like, but to me, the cookie dough is the one I always keep coming back to because I just, for whatever reason, I just love it. Like, vanilla is okay, chocolate chip is okay, but the cookie dough, having that little bit of cookie, for whatever reason, that just kind of turns things over all the way.
What about the cookies and cream? Oh, that is so good.
Yeah, cookies and cream's okay too. Those get too sweet for me most of the time, but which is weird to complain about an ice cream that's too sweet, right? But anyway, there it is. Rounds 2, 3, and 4. We have answered the question for 2021. Maybe we'll do this video again next year with some new entrants. Who knows? But it's answered the question for 2021. Who makes the best cookie dough ice cream? And there it is in front of you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our look at this. If you did, please give us the old thumbs up, guys. Hit the red subscribe button if you've not done so already. Leo apparently is campaigning for a job at Ben & Jerry's someday. Guys, if there's the blue bell and the comments available, feel free to utilize those if you care to do that, guys. Whether or not, please come follow us on our Twitter feed or updates to the channel made by myself when they happen. And of course, you can also find Twitter exclusive content there as well, display shots and so on and so forth. If you use Twitter, please come follow us there. We would love to have you. But here it is one last time, and we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.